Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I just came back from work. It's about 4:30 p.m. and I saw this plant. When I came back, I saw this plant. This is Astrophytum coahuilense. I will write the name in the description and you will see. It is, in some sources, it is described as Astrophytum myriostigma variety coahuilense, and the variety is characterized by the red color on the inside of the flower. Okay, I am making this video in a kind of a rush because astrophytums, let me take my shade, a shadow rather, out of the picture. Astrophytums, just like all cacti, open their flowers only when the potential pollinators are active, and whatever is pollinating astrophytums is active during the day, and at this time the flowers are closing. They will open again tomorrow, and then they will not open again anymore. That's how cacti. That's what cacti do. They are. They grow in areas where there is no water available or very little water. To make a flower this size is very energy consuming, and to open a flower is to increase the surface area, is to increase the area of evaporation. So the plant cannot afford the flowers to be open for too long. Okay, it's quite interesting because that's an evolutionary strategy to create big flowers and attract the pollinators by the size and by the color. But the price that they pay is that they cannot afford to open it for more than 1 day or 2 days, sometimes, just like in this case, or a night. There are cacti that are pollinated by night pollinators, by bats and by moths, and then they are open only for a night, and then they are white. Okay? Somehow for me, astrophytums are blooming quite easily, and if you can see, there are two flowers here, but you can see there is a flower bud here that will open eventually, if I don't keep the plant too dry, because when the plant is not watered, the flowers have a tendency to dry out. Anyways, I follow a regime for astrophytums which is the same as for all the cacti. I put them in a cold spot for the winter. Cold means even +10, +5 degrees Celsius. On very, very, very cold days, these plants are on a windowsill. On very cold days, it can be even 0 on the windowsill, but that's not for a long time. And the plants are completely dry. They are bone dry. Okay, because if I watered them during the temperature like that, they would rot. They wouldn't survive winter. However, if I kept the plants in higher temperatures, they would grow. They would nothing would happen to them. They would survive. However, they would not flower. They would not produce flowers. They need to go through a rest period. They need to go through a dormancy period in order to bloom. And the soil, the substrate, rich in mineral component, very porous, doesn't keep water between the grains of the substrate. If it was otherwise, if the substrate had a tendency to be damp and not to let the water go through easily, it would result in rot as well. Okay, so Astrophytum myriostigma variety coahuilense, or Astrophytum coahuilense, depending on the source. All right, beautiful plant, beautiful flowers, and there is red at the very bottom of the flower. Okay? Thank you so very much for watching my video. I hope you like my Astrophytum myriostigma or coahuilense, depending on the source. I like it a lot. I'm very, very fond of these plants, of my Astrophytums. I have more of them and I will show them to you once they bloom. Okay? Have a great afternoon.